Welcome! If you follow us in this channel, you know that we've bought a property here in Portugal in Alentejo and that we are renovating it. And today's video we'll be talking about windows. We'll be telling you a little bit more about the windows we purchased, why, and obviously show you those windows. So let's go! When searching for a window provider, we actually had three requirements. First of all was that you're trustworthy. The second one was that you could give us a quote in a timely manner. And the third one was the fact that we needed these windows to be delivered under 2 months. So that's what we used to identify what was the best provider for us. So windows, we never expected it to be the challenge that it was to find the provider for windows. And it was mainly due to the fact that, first of all, it was hard to find providers that will give you a quote in a timely manner. Some of them even took 2 months to even give us a quote on the windows, which is pretty insane. And the second one was the fact that a lot of them were giving us way expensive. I mean, it was way above what we had budgeted for windows. And that's due to the fact of several elements: the shortage of materials, the increasing prices, or that the fact that we were really buying extremely premium windows that really doesn't justify for a house here in Alentejo. You don't need that level of windows, triple glazing, extremely large profiles. We really didn't need that. So it was a quest to find them, but we did find a company that we've tried. We had a lovely experience with them and we definitely recommend them. So if you want to know who they are, subscribe to our newsletter, because in the future we'll be giving you more details on the providers that we used on this renovation. But let's talk a little bit more about these windows. So we actually found them on Amazon, believe it or not. It was on Amazon where we found this provider, and we bought the smallest window that they had available, because we thought, okay, if you're going to spend money, let's spend on the smallest, get it here, look at the quality, look how robust it is, how sturdy it is, and then we'll move forward to getting a quote on all the windows of this house. So we got this window, it came by delivery, it was really funny. And when we saw it, we immediately assessed, after searching for so many windows provider, that it was really good quality, it was double glazing, it was the tamped kind of glass that protects you from the heat or retains the heat outside, and it was really good quality. So we decided, let's go ahead with this company. And we contacted them directly and started iterating with them on the windows that we needed, because we had a lot of windows. Something that we figured out is if we go with standard sizes, you get a cheaper price, because those are windows that they already have in stock, so you get a better deal than the customizable windows. But still, the customized windows that we ordered were still huge difference from some of the quotes that we got. Like, I would say like some of the windows were even 30% cheaper that we got with this provider. So it was fantastic. But let me show you the window, because that's probably what you're looking to see. So let me show you this first window. We actually have two of them with the exactly same size. This is a customized window, meaning that we gave them specific measurements to get this window. A note on the measurements: this is the piece that took us the longest time. We took the measurements, we double check it, we triple check it, just to make sure we had the right measurements again. But another fact that gave us some flexibility was, if we got the measurements wrong for a couple of inches, we could get our builder to fix it and making sure it fits properly. So this is a big window, as you can see. And we ordered it in white. Again, if you choose colors, it increases your price. We ordered it with a mosquito net and with storage blinds. Let's take a look here. Just gonna open it up. Here we are. You can see that it has double glazing, pretty solid profile. Gonna open the second one. Here we are, and you can see here's the lovely mosquito net that here in this region is essential, because you get a lot of flies and mosquitoes when it gets hot. So it's fantastic to have this and be able to keep them away. And on the top we have the star box, the blinds box, It comes with the window. You can see it's just like one unit. Gonna lock it here. And here it is. It's in the window itself. Some older models, you can actually see this thing in the wall, but this is much better because if you need to fix it or replace it, it's much, much easier to do so. So here it is, pretty sturdy. Overall, really happy with this window. So this is one of the windows that faces the street, and because it's so large, like people can see in. So we are thinking to put a little privacy filter here just to get all the light but still have the privacy we need. So let's show you the rest of the windows. So here we are in the room that's gonna end up being our closet room, because this is a really tiny room, doesn't really serve as a single bedroom. And here we really didn't need it to like windows, so we went with just one. So here it is, just one. Again, it has here, and you can even see a mosquito there. Has the mosquito net, absolutely fantastic and handy. I'm gonna close it. And a detail that I didn't show on the other window, all of them do this tilt, which is definitely how we will be using it the most, to have a little bit fresh air coming in. Let me close it. This window here is on our master bedroom and has a little detail, which is we're gonna place the bed here, so therefore having to pull the store by hand wasn't really handy because you actually had to climb on top of the bed, so not nice. So this one is gonna be with a motorized blind. So it's gonna have a little button around here that you click in down and just lowers it and it goes up. And honestly, it was not an insane amount of money to get it with a motor. It was quite affordable as well. An extra window here with the details, which is something we didn't know and the builder taught us, was putting this, this little, I would call it rock slab. Yeah, let's call it granite slab. So we didn't understand why we needed to put this. And the reasoning is that this is gonna help when it rains for the water just go down and stop it from starting peeling out the paint from this wall. Because, you know, water so many times, it's just gonna start to erode the paint and it's gonna get ugly down here. So the builder told us you need to put one of these to avoid it from peeling out. We were a little bit skeptic, I'm gonna confess, because in US you don't do this, you just have the window directly put into the house, but apparently in US you use a type of insulation that avoids this problem, and here people aren't familiar with it, so we just decided to go with what they're familiar and works. Sometimes it is what you do. But we had a huge concern, which is, okay, we are trying to do this house really thermic, let's say it, probably not the right term, but to retain the heat inside the house and not let sources from outside bring extra warmth or extra cold. And when we saw this idea of putting this, the first thing we thought is, wait a minute, I'm spending so much money to insulate the house and now you put this rock? What's gonna happen on the winter? It's gonna get really cold, the rock, and you touch it here and it's really cold. So what is the solution? The solution is that actually where this window is sitting, this slab is cut. So there's a cut in this slab, granite slab, that has a little insulation strip in the middle and it blocks the cold. Imagine that it's like freezing outside. This one is going to be freezing, but this one is going to be a room temperature. So there's always options and solutions. Sometimes you just need to research and figure out how to get what you want. Here we are in our future master bedroom, and there we had a glass bricks, I don't know how to call them, which weren't really nice because they were dirty and old, plus the light wasn't a lot coming through. So we decided to take it out and order what we call a fixed window. It does not open, and this was extremely affordable. It was a pretty good price for this huge window panel. Again, double glazing, the tempered window glass, so you preserve the heat and you don't get the heat coming into here. There we're going to be putting as well tiny window. Let me show you one of our absolute favorite windows in this house, which is in our favorite space where we spend the most time, which is the kitchen, living room, open space. And this window was crucial because all the sunlight and it's coming from that side of the house. And before we didn't even have a window in the living room from that side, but since we took some walls out, we were able to gain that window, and we had to replace it with something that's going to give us enough light and it give us the best view we can get. So let me show you. So this is the window we absolutely love. This window is almost like 2 meters by 1 meter tall, and it has 3 panels of window. This one and this one are fixed, so you cannot open it. The only one that we decided to open is this one. And the reason why is because we'll probably be placing the sofa here, and we wanted the flexibility of just having one and not be like opening like so much that you're like opening to this side, this window, that side, that window. It was not handy at all. So we ordered this one. It's custom. We customly asked for this one. And this was a bit of a leap of faith, this window, because we hadn't actually seen any model like this, but we had such a good relationship with a brand and trust, which is crucial with providers, that you trust them and you have a good trusting relationship, that we decided let's go with it and let's see what comes out. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And you may ask us, why didn't you decide just to do a massive window in this space? The fact is that there we have stairs that go up, and we really didn't want that view. So this is what we got. Probably the modes we'll be using more this window is like this. This window also has a motorized blind. Here's the cable that will be installed to have the little plug to do it. And it also has a mosquito net specifically for this window, which opens. So we'll be installing it soon. But we absolutely love this side of the house. Look, it gives us the beautiful view of the garden. Now it's full of debris, but one day it will be just beautiful to look into and see all garden plantations and so on. Not everything sometimes in a renovation goes as you will like, and we had a little bit of a hiccup with the windows, but not actually with the provider. That's what we will expect with the provider. Our hiccup was actually with our neighbor. So this house belonged to the same owner of our neighbor's house, and before they were all the 2 houses as a single unit, let's call it. In the Câmara Municipal, they were called as the same land plot. And when our neighbor bought it, he separated the 2. But the fact is that our full wall, the wall of this house, is actually on the very limit of the plot. So what happens is that our windows to the side of the neighbor are actually looking directly into his garden. And initially the neighbor was fine with it. He just asked us to put a filter and only have the windows in a tilting mode, and it was all good. But after we ordered the windows, he came back and said, well, I thought about it and I actually don't like it. I would like you to close all of them. So let's say it was a very stressful moment. We want to get along with our neighbor because he seems like a pretty decent person, but it created a lot of stress for us because we already had bought the window and we were ready to get it installed. And it was stressful just to get an agreement with the neighbor. So let me show you the agreement we ended up reaching with him. So the agreement we got with him. Before what we had here, we had window, a big window there, and a really big window here. So with him, we reached the agreement of let's close this one because this one is massive one that views into his garden, and if in the future he wants to build something in here, like a little terrazzo with like a sunshade or whatever, he's actually putting it in front of this window. I was disappointed because this was actually my favorite window, but then again, life is like that and you move on, and the way to flip the thought is, okay, I lost a window, but now I have a full wall, which I can put paintings, which I can put my TV in there, so try to focus on the bright side of closing that window. Next, the other agreement was shorten this one. So this one was shortened, it only tilts, it does not fully open, and put a privacy filter, which we found is absolutely stunning privacy filter in Amazon that actually is gonna match our tiles. So stay tuned, that's gonna look superb. And the last window, which we have, is the one from the kitchen, which for me is like absolutely essential, that when you're in the sink doing your work, cooking and getting everything ready, that you have some light. So these are the 3 windows that we're gonna keep, but then again, we lost that one, but just look at how much sunshine we get from this side. So that's where we are with the windows. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned because we'll keep showing you all the other things we've been doing. As you've seen, the inside of the house changed quite a lot, and we'll be releasing videos in the future that shows you the progression, what happened, and so on. So thank you very much for watching.